Hi, everyone. Susan Gerbic from Psychics Explained. I have just seen a Facebook reel from a psychic that we did a psychic sting on years ago called Operation Ice Cream Cone. And his name is Tim Braun, Braun. And you can read all about that on Skeptical Inquirer, or you can find the video I've done on Operation Ice Cream Cone. Anyway, so he popped up in my Facebook reels today, and I thought, oh, well, let me check it out. So it's a 1 minute video. It's been out half a day. I'm recording this on, I always have to look, June 9th, 2025. Is it the 9th? Yes, I believe it is. It is a Monday. And let's look at his 1 minute video, and we will talk about it afterwards because I think it's quite interesting.
Hey guys, this is for Mallory. She said, can you just connect with spirits who have lived in our lifetime? Or are you able to connect with spirit from hundreds of years ago? That's a really great question, Mallory. So in sittings over the years, I've been doing this now for 28 years full time. I've seen a grandfather or a great-grandfather, a grandmother or a great-grandmother that has come into a sitting, and the client will look at me and they'll say, I didn't know this person. This person died well over 50 years before I was born. Why is this person coming in? And I said, let's listen to the message. And many times the message is, I'm sorry for my alcoholism. I'm sorry for my physical abuse. I'm sorry for my emotional abuse. So they're coming through and they're apologizing to the family through the sitting. So yes, it's very possible and it does happen.
What a lot of nonsense that was. Give me a break, Tim. You've been doing this, 26 years or something like that? You're communicating with the dead, and you're communicating with people 100 years or more ago. Let's talk about some of the figures of people in the world that we should probably get a hold of. I'm historical figures. I mean, you're just making this up. You really are. Because if you could communicate with the dead 100 years or more ago, which he's just saying, I can't make a connection to whatever it is you're saying. You aren't understanding it. So it must be somebody from a long time ago. Somebody way dead who you never knew, nothing. Why don't they give us some good advice, like about what's going on in the world, maybe help us out with some, like stock we should have bought, or make some good suggestions for their great granddaughter. No. But if you could talk to the dead, we would, especially so far back, we would not need genealogists. Now, I love genealogy. I absolutely adore family history. I find that fascinating, wonderful, love that stuff. So why do we have sites where we have to try to go find documents when we could just ask great-great-grandpa? I mean, why am I spending all this time looking for a document, trying to figure out when my family came from Slovenia to the United States and back and so on, and why they did it? What was the reason why they did that? Why is it that I'm looking through these manifests over and over, looking through in this very hard to decipher handwriting, trying to find the Gerbics that came over? I mean, seriously, I've spent hours doing this kind of thing. And back in Slovenia, which is where my family is from, trying to understand the old German writing of who begat who and who married who, when and what. I could just ask. And they could tell me stories. Hey, great grandpa could probably tell me some good stories. It would be a great grandfather, actually. I mean, if I'd be willing to pay Tim $100 to not have to look at those forms anymore, and I could have great grandpa. You could just channel great grandpa. I don't want to hear about your drinking issues. I just want to hear about, who did you bring with you, on what day, what ship, and I want to know why. And that way I should be able to go look, find that manifest, right? I won't have to be keep looking anymore. I should be able to go back and look. Um, he'll have the name of the ship, of course, because great grandpa would know the name of the ship, right? And then I should be able to double check it that way. So I know I'm talking to my great grandfather. All the other information, it would just be so informational. It'd be so interesting. People obviously are falling for this because they're going to his website to get his workshop, $500+. And it includes lunch. I think they need to make sure that they're serving Scooby snacks because this is just silliness. Just silliness, people. Oh. Anyway, you can check out my video on Operation Ice Cream Cone, which with Tim Braun, and he failed. And I mean, come on, people, just because he's been doing this for 26 years full time doesn't make him that he's accurate or he's doing his job. It's obvious. He didn't predict anything that's going on in Los Angeles, and he's in that area. Nothing. Said nothing about COVID being something we should be worried about. Not a thing. The wildfires in Los Angeles, no mention, no warning. But great grandfather, he wants you to know that he's sorry that he used to abuse people and he was drinking too much. Something you can't check, in other words. And it sounds pretty made up. All right. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them in the comment section. I love reading the comments from you all. I try to answer everyone I possibly can. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks all.